is my latest creation. Cinnamon rolls with an icing on top. I did 2 types. This one is the one with yeast, but because Helen can't have it, I did another one with yogurt and a baking powder, and that's still in the oven, but this one looks scrumptious. We have a power cut and just put the candle on to see something. It's kind of Christmassy and homey.
It's only October though.
You can hardly see it, but it's Helen making herself a cup of tea.
I have my torch on my head.
The small light that Helen has on her head. We actually have a better torch. There you go. This looks a lot better. You look like a miner now.
Without looking into the camera with the torch.
Yeah.
Where do you want to see it? Nope.
See, this is the practical thing about having propane gas. It always works in any kind of situation. Cup of tea is the most important thing. Dogs are barking, so I'm going to check outside what's going on. I think our new guests from Bogota arrived. They're only staying for the night, but you can see it's actually raining.
We only just made it back. We went for a walk. We could see the storm, but we thought it'd take a bit longer. And we had to run.
We ran about half a kilometer, no, about a one.
We ran for about 15 minutes, and we only walked for 10. So yeah, we weren't very far on our round. But never mind, we made it back.
In time.
Lightning, thunder. It's right over us now.
Electrical power cut. The kitchen light went out already.
Oh, shoot.
Stella just came to tell us they're shutting off the internet for security reasons, because we have the big antenna here, and if lightning hits it, we're going to lose the internet. And we also lost electricity, so we have to put the candle on again. This seems to be a much bigger storm than we thought when we started off walking. You can hear it already. It's super dark clouds, and thank God we made it home without being on the plateau and getting hit by lightning. So adventure poor. But that was our sporty afternoon. Much shorter than we usually do it, but at least we went for a run, and we're sweating buckets now. But I don't think the shower is an option right now either.
Yeah, really wet.
Oh well, let me see if I can film the storm for you as well. This is what we're looking at right now. And it's coming in really, really fast. I gotta go.
So, welcome to Pizza Hut.
The hut is correct. Pizza we don't know yet.
Let's see how it's going. We've got pizza base is done. And this is...
It's a no yeast pizza base.
And then this is gorgonzola with sour cream. So let's go down on the bottom, and then
like that.
Got some onions going on. It's a lot of onions going on. Well, that's okay.
Leeks for me, so I'm declaring this side my half here.
I've got a few slices of paprika. Got our Gouda cheese, which isn't too bad here. It's not, of course, it's not real Gouda, but it's a decent cheese. It's actually made in Colombia, so that's not too bad.
So pizza is ready. Now we'll see how we can cut it up and see how it tastes. It looks good.
So here we have. Oop. I'm trying to cut the video, cut the pizza roll. It's a bit hot.
I just ran home like crazy from our walk because we have this beautiful rainbow, double rainbow actually, over our house. But the sun is almost down now, and it was a lot better just about 2 minutes ago, a lot brighter. Never mind. There comes Helen. I'm sweating buckets. Sweat is running down my face. Helen took it nice and easy. Right?
Yeah. This is good.
Yeah.
Very nice. Poor Kirsten is sweating buckets.
Sweating buckets.
Yeah. All because she forgot to bring her camera.
And tomorrow I'll bring it because it was beautiful today. But now it starts raining. So maybe we get a nice sunset too. Keep the camera out.
Exactly.
This is where the bathroom door used to be for the hot shower, but now the house was remodeled. They built a new kitchen in here. The fridge is already in, but the windows are still missing. And they took a lot of the beds out that were stored in here. It's a nice double bed now, and some space. I'm sure they're going to put a cupboard or something in here as well, or maybe a table and a little sofa couch here as well. And then they put the new door in here for our bathroom, the hot shower bathroom. We showed it to you before at night, but this is what it looks like during the daytime. I'm just waiting for Helen to come and bring us bags. They need to still attach a few things here, but we can still use it. There comes Helen with our shower bags. You can start already. I have to wait for the sunset to go down.
How far are we?
It's getting there. I'm expecting a really nice one because the rays are already there.
You can have a shower before that.
No, I don't think so.
I think you usually have a shower.
This is really quite beautiful. So now it got nice and red, and I didn't have time to finish my shower. I'm actually out here pitch wet, just covered in a towel. To be careful not to drop the camera, it's not that easy. So yeah, so here I am, pitch wet, and now the sunset is gone. But that's the thing about sunsets, you have to find the right moment.
So, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The different size apple cakes that we've got. And I know which ones Kirsten's going to have, so these there. Half each. I am defending my right to cake. It's not right to freedom. I'm protesting. I'm going on a protest. So
it was so much nicer when Helen decided to go on a diet. No.
Now you have to. Yeah, because I know exactly which one you'd have, and it'd be gone in 2 seconds before I can even say, oh, by the way, I need to cut them in half. Too late.
I think she's right, actually. I have to admit that.
Yeah, you just go, and it's gone. You eat it so fast. So.
Helen is insisting on her
I am putting my foot down.
So, woman, where's the cappuccino?
It's in the kettle.
Oh.
It's not done yet.
Okay.
Okay. The storm's coming.
A thunderstorm is coming, yeah.
It's a big one. It's big and black out there.
Any rainbows? No.
No, you can't see a thing. It's just grey. It's about to come over, so it hasn't started raining yet, but it will.
Well, normally after our coffee break we go for a walk, but we might have to skip that today.
We might have to wait a bit, maybe in an hour.
Yeah, after the storm. Might be nice.
But by then we'll have so much cake.
We have such a good life here. The little pleasures are...
fighting over apple cake. Yes.
There's the ex-policewoman. Do not mess with Helen. Look pretty good, actually. I'm surprised you got the leg this high up. Hollywood in Colombia, I tell you.
Yeah, I need an Oscar.
You deserved at least 10 already in your lifetime. Helen is very sad. It's raining outside. We can't go for a walk.
That was supposed to be a horse. It didn't come quite. A sad horse. Didn't quite come out.
Poor thing. We don't get our exercise today.
Oh well. No cake tomorrow then.
I'm going to bake something, don't worry.
No, I mean I'm not allowed because I haven't been out walking.
Well, you shouldn't have had one today then, theoretically. But never mind.
I have to defend my cake. Otherwise I don't get it. The problems I have.
I just harvested some tomatoes, but it's nothing we can actually live off. But better than nothing, I suppose. A bit of blossom rot in there as well. Not very successful, but then it might be too humid and not sunny enough at the moment. For the past 4 or 5 days we have problems with our fridge. The freezer compartment is actually doing fine. It's freezing like crazy, but we don't have a lot of stuff in there. You can see the cold air coming out. But the bottom part, where we have all our veggies and stuff in there, is not free. It's not cooling at all. So we use this bag here, our Budweiser insulation bag, to put all our cream, milk and yogurt stuff in and put it in the freezer overnight. But of course this morning we had frozen yogurt. So now I'm making another cake. This one is already finished. Helen's favorite sponge cake with the sour cream lemon topping. And the second part is in here. Ooh. The problem with the fridge is actually that rubber seal that goes around it, and we got some of our Moosgummi tape from good old Germany out that we already used to fix our sliding door from preventing to get the rain, and we used that one to seal it up a little, and it does do a little bit of a job, but
The compressor's
we
gone.
are not happy.
The compressor's gone.
For 2 days in a row it was actually blowing hot air into the fridge. It was hotter, when we opened the door it was hotter inside the fridge than outside.
Yeah.
But on Friday we're supposed to get a new one, a small one.
Friday, that's kind of...
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Friday's mañana.
Because they're getting new fridges for the other renovated houses, and we get one as well, because this fridge here, the big sucker, uses 3 amps an hour from the 5 amps in total that we're using for the whole property with 4 or 5 people. So this one has to go because it's too expensive in electricity anyway. Here's my second batch. It's got to go. It's a little bigger than the first one, but it needs to cool down. We're ready to go for our walk. Storm has passed by, so it's actually sunny again. At the moment we get different times to go for a walk.
It's enough here.
It's enough here. That's a good...
It's 10 past 4.
10 past 4, yeah, because we have about 1 hour and 20 minutes to do our big loop. And this is our favorite loop, but we're on a plateau. We could actually do many different routes, and we have done so in the past. But we like that little route into town. Here, Helen took a dive here the other day on her ass. It's a slippery thing. We always take a shortcut across this property here. It's next door. It's actually sold, and they're eventually going to build something. But this gate is kind of locked. Yeah. So I think it was for the dogs, but they could get easily underneath and around it anyway. So maybe it's for the goats. We don't know. break off. Helen the Destructor, Terminator. Did break off. Can you fix it for the moment, or? Helen fixed the wire, or no, it's a little hard. We have to tell Carlos later. Oh, we need a new piece. That's good enough at the moment.
Yeah. Anyway, it's obviously dropped. I didn't even notice that it went off.
Well, it's been bent so many times. Nice ass. It's been bent so many times, not the arse but the wire, that it cracked. Not the arse, the wire.
It just broke off.
There we go. Off to our walk. Meh. It's okay. You're wild in there, You can come out. Yeah, it's all good. We're friendly, and so are you. You have big horns. You're better off than we are, actually, huh? Yeah. Hi there. Hello, ladies. Yeah. Bit of an obstacle here, Yeah, I'm more afraid of your horns than you're afraid of me, I'm sure. Yeah, keep going. Oh, let me get through. Oops. She nearly caught me with her rope. Had to do a quick jump. Now we're heading for the next obstacle. They fenced us in a while ago, so we have to do a little bendy thing here. It used to be loose wires. It was easier to get through. Oh God, I got stuck. This is one of our turn-offs, and you can see those crosses already. It probably means there is something strenuous ahead. Well, we show you. So we've got to walk down into a dip because there's a river down there, and then we've got to go back out. And then we're turning towards the left, but we can already see the next storm coming in. Hopefully we're not getting caught again. Otherwise it's a nice afternoon now. Down and up again. We do get our exercises here on these walks. Vultures are circling. Hopefully they're not waiting for us. And then got knocked out by a caterpillar that's hanging down.
Coming down.
And we go down to the river, and into the river we cry. Oh, down to the river we cry. Hi, hi, hi. Well, that was my rendition of Bruce Springsteen. Well, it's hardly anything. And surprisingly, because we're in the rainy season and it rains quite a lot, so now we have to go back up. Lots of people on motorbikes today. Hola! Hello there. They're doing a really good job on these hills because it's concrete to enforce the drive or the road. Otherwise it's this red muddy clay, and then you wouldn't make it up and down with a vehicle, so easy to walk for us as well. I'm going up here now double speed to catch up with Helen again. Not easy. We made it to the top. And now we're going left. I told you it's some exercise. There's a little shrine here. But it's looking good today, doesn't it? Up here, you can probably hear it. We always get a nice breeze. And then from here we go slowly and steadily down to the next corner, which is probably about a couple of kilometers or so. We see one of my favorite trees, the African tulip tree. I'm not quite sure what it's called here, but the blossoms are like a fire red. Beautiful. Here's the huge bull. He's absolutely massive.
Oh, got an itch.
Oh, and he's got a pea as well. That's quite a long one. It's a good job I brought the camera today. This is life on a farm. He's got a huge harem of cows, but he's usually separated from them. Yep. Maybe he's getting itchy to hump them, who knows? What do we know about big cows, huh? What is it, a bull?
A bull.
Big bull, it's not a cow. We don't want to get too close to him. He's easily weighing, I would say, about 600 to 700 pounds, if not more. It's like a small car, honestly. This is our next corner. Now we're kind of heading north, I think. Towards the town. It's very quiet today. Sometimes it's really busy here on this stretch with cars and people walking, but today it's peaceful. It's Monday. A very strange cloud over the mountains today. Beautiful. Hola! This house is rapidly under construction. We saw it for weeks without anything being done, and then once Colombia opened completely again, this is going really fast now. People obviously want to move from Bogota into the countryside. Understandable. It's really an amazing tree. This is a nice little pavilion, or with the hormigas colonas, the flying ants on the side. One big one, the queen and her little workers. Across on the other side of the hill you see our home, our castle. This is one of the really, really nice properties here. I think you can rent it. This is our next turn off. We're almost back into town. This is where we walk steeply down. Doesn't look like this at the moment. But sun's now going down and we are on our way into town. Even cars have problems to get up here. Beautiful colors. This is the sports ground that we always pass. This is the long walk home. We're passing the sports center and then we go up, 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 up. Now it's getting crowded, so we have to wear the masks. And so does everybody else. It's like a curtain. This is the little bridge we cross by the swimming pool. The road is usually flooded and a little muddy because there is this basin here. You can already tell by the cover that it has been raining quite a lot lately. So we take the upper route to stay dry. Now we have to walk up, up, up and up. It's quite a long, exhausting climb home. It's also the path we take every time we walk into town to do some shopping and come back with the heavy backpacks. This is really, really steep. And I always have to hurry up, catch up with Helen. Sometimes it's easier to walk backwards. Get the views of Paris. It's 5:45 and it's getting dark now, but we're almost home. This is the corner where we lost our exhaust.
All those months ago?
Yeah. This looks like a puma, but it's just a cat. This is the last stretch of our walk, where we normally have troubles with a dog. Oh, she's on the leash today. Penguin has puppies. Yeah. Just showing up here, huh? Ah, la casa. Yeah. So today we're doing our small loop because a storm is approaching. I got my camera with me because it looks like we're getting some nice rainbows again. But we've already done one loop because we're scared of getting caught by the storm. I forgot to tape video on the run, but it's starting to rain now. There's no lightning yet, but it does look very dark. So we're gonna put the second gear in and just stomp back. It's not the best day to take a video, but now you can see Barichara quite nicely. You can see the antenna in the distance, and on the other side was the campground. And this is our plateau, and we've got many different walks to do up here. It's getting a little heavy, so we are putting ourselves into sprinting mode again. We've done that before the other day, and it was raining a lot harder. It's getting a little heavy now. Keeps us really fit.
Whilst we're running through the rain, Trump has a run-in with COVID.
The French Prime Minister is warning it's a race against time to avoid a second coronavirus wave as bad as the first. His comments come as there's been a large increase in cases in many European countries. Republican leaders in the US Congress have said there will be an orderly transfer of power should President Trump lose November's election. He's cast doubt on the transition, again raising unfounded questions about the reliability of the vote.
The New York Times says it's obtained President Trump's tax records stretching back 2 decades, which it says reveal chronic financial losses and years of tax avoidance. The president has dismissed the claims as fake news. Thousands of residents have been forced to flee as firefighters in California battle a new blaze known as the Glass Fire, which broke out in Napa Valley at the weekend. The number of people around the world who've died with the coronavirus since the pandemic began has passed 1 million. Around half the number of deaths are in the North and South America. Donald Trump and Joe Biden are preparing to go head-to-head in the first televised battle of the presidential campaign. The president has dismissed claims from the New York Times that he's hundreds of millions of dollars in debt. Amnesty International has halted its work in India. The human rights organisation has blamed reprisals from the Indian government. It's described measures such as having their bank accounts frozen as an incessant witch hunt. And the worst wildfires in 20 years are continuing to force thousands of Californians from their homes. In Napa County, there has been an extreme rate of growth for a new blaze which has been named the Glass Fire.
Donald Trump and Joe Biden have clashed during a bad-tempered and chaotic exchanges over coronavirus and the economy in the first televised presidential debate. President Trump was again challenged on how much tax he pays, denying the New York Times reports that he'd paid just $750 when he became president. He also said he would release his tax returns, something he's promised for years. President Trump refused when asked to fully denounce a white supremacist group, the Proud Boys. Supporters of the group have celebrated this on social media.
The commission which regulates US presidential debates is to introduce measures to avoid a repeat of the chaotic and ugly first debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Microphones could be cut to stop interruption. Residents of Madrid will soon be banned from leaving their homes except on essential trips as new coronavirus restrictions come into effect in the Spanish capital.
President Trump has been admitted to the Walter Reed Military Hospital near Washington to undergo medical tests, the White House says as a precautionary measure after having contracted coronavirus. Earlier, the president's doctor released a statement saying that Mr. Trump was fatigued but in good spirits and was expected to continue working. President Trump has been receiving an experimental drug to treat his coronavirus infection. It's a synthetic antibody cocktail, which has not yet been tested on a large scale. Early results from a small trial showed a decline in virus levels after patients had been given a high dose of the drug. Mr. Trump's Democratic challenger, the former Vice President Joe Biden, has twice tested negative for the virus following Tuesday's debate in Cleveland. He has continued his campaign with a speech in the state of Michigan. He's announced that he would temporarily withdraw negative adverts regarding President Trump due to his health.
President Trump has urged Americans not to be afraid of COVID-19 and not to let it dominate their lives. He was speaking after returning to the White House from 3 days of hospital treatment for coronavirus. His Democratic Party rival for the presidency, Joe Biden, has criticised the president for failing to observe virus safety measures. Campaigning in Miami, he accused Mr. Trump of irresponsibility for saying masks and social distancing don't matter. Paris has shut all its bars after the French government raised the city's coronavirus alert to maximum. A period of high infection rates saw over 12,500 new cases on Sunday. And tens of thousands of people in England still might not know that they're at risk of contracting COVID-19 after nearly 16,000 cases were missed off government records.
The White House doctor has said President Trump should be able to resume public engagements from Saturday, the 10th day since his coronavirus diagnosis. In a television interview, Mr. Trump said he might try to attend a campaign rally somewhere in the state of Florida on Saturday night. The Democratic governor of the US state of Michigan has accused President Trump of encouraging right-wing militia groups after 13 men were charged with an alleged plot to kidnap her. Gretchen Whitmer said that when leaders fraternise with domestic terrorists, they legitimise their actions.
A humanitarian ceasefire has begun between Armenia and Azerbaijan after 2 weeks of conflict over the disputed territory of Nagorno-Karabakh, but fighting has been taking place in the run-up to the truce. President Trump says he's stopped taking any medication against COVID-19. Speaking to American television, he said he'd taken pretty much nothing for the last 8 hours. He said he'd been retested but hadn't found out the results. For the first time since the coronavirus pandemic began, Europe has seen more than 100,000 new cases in a single day. The World Health Organization wants governments across the continent to take decisive action.
Donald Trump has held his first rally since testing positive for COVID, with exactly 3 weeks to go until Election Day. Both the president and his rival Joe Biden are ramping up their campaigns. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson did not follow advice from his top scientists when they called for a short lockdown to reduce coronavirus infections 3 weeks ago. That's according to new papers released by the scientists. And a Japanese tourist stranded in Peru since March because of the pandemic has been treated to a solo visit of the Incan ruins at Machu Picchu.
Stay tuned for more videos.